Mouthy reporter interrupts Sarah to shout Trump is lying. She makes him eat his words. Sarah Huckabee Sanders has a really difficult job as the press secretary for the White House. Yet, she does such an impeccable job at what she does, and she never backs down or gets frazzled in the heat of the moment. It is why she far surpasses her predecessor Sean Spicer, who stepped down to move over to Fox News. Recently, she was attacked yet again by a member of the press corps about the immigration debate and the president's stance on it. But she defended herself brilliantly. Update America reported. A reporter clashed with White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders during Monday's press briefing after he suspended his objectivity and accused President Donald Trump of lying about an important issue. The reporter's question was centered around two tweets posted by the president. House Republicans should pass the strong but fair immigration bill, known as Goodlet II, in their afternoon vote today, even though the Dems won't let it pass in the Senate, Trump tweeted. Passage will show that we want strong borders and security while the Dems want open borders equals crime. When? Trending, breaking, intensive care room has just been prepped for Trump's arrival. A few days later, the president tweeted another message. I never pushed the Republicans in the House to vote for the immigration bill, either Goodlet 1 or 2, because it could never have gotten enough Democrats as long as there is the 60-vote threshold, the president wrote. I released many prior to the vote knowing we need more Republicans to win in November. Why would the president lie about something like that? The reporter asked. The reporter got a scorching response from Sanders as she provided important context behind Trump's statements. He didn't, Sanders shot back. The president has talked all along. We've laid out the priorities and the principles that we support, that we wanted to see reflected in legislation. At the same time, the president wasn't aggressively lobbying members because he knew that Democrats in the Senate still were unwilling to actually come to the table and focus on solutions rather than playing political games. She added, Democrats have made it abundantly clear that they don't actually want to fix problems. I guess for some reason they think this is a good issue for them, although it isn't. Frankly, I think it's outrageous that Democrats have not come to the table and tried to help fix this problem. The reporter did not attempt to ask a follow-up question. The Hill reported. Sanders pinned blame for the issue on Democrats, arguing that opposition from Democratic senators rendered legislation in the House meaningless. We could have gotten it through the House, but that doesn't work if we can't get it through Senate, Sanders said. Frankly, I think it's outrageous that Democrats have not come to the table and tried to help fix this problem, she added. The House rejected two GOP-crafted immigration bills in the past 2 weeks, with some Republicans opposing each bill. A compromise bill, known as Goodlet II, failed in a 300-121 vote last week. A more hardline measure failed by a 231-193 vote the week before. President Trump sent mixed signals to GOP lawmakers ahead of each vote. He initially met with House Republicans privately to tell them he was 1000% behind them on the issue. The day after the failed vote on the hardline bill, Trump tweeted that Republicans should stop wasting their time on immigration until after we elect more senators and congressmen, women in November. He offered support the day of the vote on Goodlet II, saying Republicans should pass the bill in the House, even though the Dems won't let it pass in the Senate. There are solutions out there regarding the immigration issues at the border. However, every piece of legislation that could find a solution to the problem is one that Democrats refuse to support. Yet, they are adamantly opposed to what is going on at the border. They cannot have it both ways. They cannot, on one hand, complain about the issues at the border and then on the other hand not support legislation that would fix the problem. At this point, they are just being contrarian for the sake of being so. Sarah Huckabee Sanders was right. They need to decide if they love hating Trump more than they love their country and what is right for the American people. Because the president is not lying, he wants a solution to the immigration problem. It is Democrats who need to get their butts in order. Furthermore, they need to stop putting so much thought and weight into the president tweets. They act as if every single tweet he puts out has secret meaning behind it when it is simply his avenue and mode of operandi to speak to the American people. Perhaps if Democrats and the media spent more time trying to find solutions to our problems than interpreting the president's